Hey y'all, so today I'm going to talk about personal development and how it's so important, and how before, when I used to hear what people self-development or self-help books, I'm like, I don't need that, like I'm good, I don't, I'm not depressed, or I don't feel like, I have like, these really horrible, like detrimental behaviors, I'm tough, I got my stuff together, and I can function just fine. Well, let me tell you, one of the top three things that Beachbody has and really emphasizes you do once you become a coach is personal development. So once I started to actually just, okay, I'm just going to give in. I'm just going to find some books that are interesting and let's see how it goes. But I really didn't put much faith and value into it. Yeah, I started to really just peel away these like layers of my toughness and realize, okay, that tough facade I put up was really because I was trying to like deflect and overcompensate for certain areas that that I needed help with, self-worth and just self-doubting and just like, I'm just undeserving of love or undeserving of situations. Um, oh, and now you hear my little baby crying. So I also wanted to share with you some books that I've read. Um, a great book that I think all coaches should start off with is The Compound Effect. It just really goes to show you, like just how, again, one action and one step compounds by slowly building and being consistent over time. So that can be related to anything in life, not just a business, just anything relationship-wise, money-wise, getting out of debt, etc. Another great book that I love that I'm reading right now is You're a Badass. So there's not a ton of like cursing, just like so don't be afraid of it. It's a great book. She just says it just like it is, and really puts things into perspective, and I love it. It's just a fun, it's an easy read, so you actually get through the book pretty quickly. There's another one called, what is it, Jab, Jab, Right Hook. That's another great one. It's like more about social media and how you can utilize that and post better and get more engagement. There's great books with Brené Brown. Tony Robbins has some great books. Joel Osteen has awesome books. What I have to say though is I would tell you that most of the time I actually either I'm not physically reading the books. I'm either listening to them in an audiobook, on YouTube, and or podcast. And that just works for me. I've got two little ones. It's hard to actually sit down and find time to read a book, or to keep my place, or to keep the books in condition where you can read them and not ripped and not drawn all over. So when I listen to a podcast, it's on my phone, or if I'm listening to YouTube sometimes while I'm working on the computer, it's on the computer. They can't ruin it, right? And I can get through it a lot faster, or I can get through it through those downtime. So it's like that mindful, and being mindful of my time, and not wasteful. So whether I'm driving, instead of listening to music, I listen to a podcast or a book. While I'm doing like those menial tasks around the house, folding laundry, vacuuming, washing dishes, I'm listening again. While I can also sometimes do it while I'm like eating. I'll have like my headphones in one ear, so obviously I can listen out to the kids. Or while the kids are out playing in the backyard, I'll be sitting and listening, and I can still be walking around, playing, being interactive, and yeah. So I even do it when I'm in the shower. I know it sounds a little silly, but I do it when I'm in the shower, and then every time I have like my power hour that I'm working, that's what I'm doing. I'm not listening to music anymore. Music is just for more fun, for my boys. But if it's for me, and if I'm by myself in the car, or if this little one is sleeping, making all his faces, yeah, he doesn't care. He's sleeping. So I may as well get some better use out of my time. So when I hear a lot of people say they don't have time for personal development, I don't believe it, because there's just a lot of dead time that we do have. We just don't realize it, or we just haven't actually acknowledged that we can use that time more mindfully, because folding laundry is a mindless task, right? You don't really need to have 100% of your brain power to fold laundry. So you can be listening to something else while you're folding laundry, while you're eating, while you're driving. What better way to get a quick, 15, 20, maybe 30-minute podcast out of the way in one drive. You know, I get one podcast done just driving my son to and from school in the morning, and then I can get another one out the way when I go to pick him up from school. So some of the podcasts really quick I love to listen to is Chalene Johnson. She's amazing. She doesn't just do like business related stuff. It's just life in general. Shaun T has a great podcast. It's really funny. I do like to listen to Joel Osteen's podcast, and Les Brown has a podcast. So those are my top ones I really love to listen to. Some of the other ones are more business related, like online paid trafficking and online marketing, Success Academy, things like that. So, but just for pure personal development, I definitely recommend, if you don't have the time or the ability to sit and read a traditional book, get audiobooks, check out YouTube, and check out podcasts.